The following is a presentation of the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.
With the ACC season nearing its end, teams are making their final push to March Madness.
Backdoor lob! Beautiful pass to Johnson.
Today, Clemson battles NC State in a Saturday face-off in Raleigh as the road to Washington, D.C. continues. It's the Tigers and the Wolfpack on the ACC Network. Clemson's just 2 wins away from their best ACC record ever, and it still may leave the Tigers with work to do to secure a top 4 finish in the ACC. It's in NC State's DNA to know what can be done when you get to the ACC tournament, and that can take you to great heights in college basketball. We welcome you to PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina, where it's Clemson and NC State getting ready to do ACC basketball battle late in this season. Steve Martin here along with Mike Jemensky. And Mike, this is the time, great urgency, getting close to the tournament, and now tournament position is all important.
Well, for NC State, I mean, they're trying to get on a little bit of a run before the tournament, avoid having to play on Tuesday. And for Clemson, very much in the running for that double bye and also consideration for the NCAA tournament.
Well, this is a game of personalities. We've got 2 of the best in the league here. First of all, for Clemson, Jerome Blossingame having a sensational season.
Well, they're 2 Player of the Year candidates here. Blossingame, one of them. He's always been good in the paint area, can finish at the rim, but this is where he's expanded his game. He is now a very, very solid three-point shooter at over 40%.
And look at Blossingame's numbers. You can see where he's taken it. 17.5, over 50% from the field, and a solid rebounder as well. And of course, for NC State, Cat Barber has grown his shooting each year that he's been at NC State in his junior season, of course, at 23 a game.
Well, and 5th in the country at scoring. He is really dangerous. He's going to be the focus of a lot of defensive intensity today for Clemson, and but he is a great shooter.
He had 38 a week ago on this same floor against Wake Forest. There you see his average 4.5 assists a game. The emotion that comes with the intensity of the ACC battle as it nears tournament time. Where you finish in the ACC tournament, all important. ACC basketball is being brought to you by Food Lion. Life's better with the Lion. By New York Life, keep good going. By your local Chevy dealers. And by Bojangles, it's bow time. 17 days away until the granddaddy, the ACC tournament from Washington, D.C. G-Man's cut down the nets. He's spilled a few of those too. Big game today for these 2 teams. Let's take a look at our Food Line starting matchups with 2 big scores. There's some great matchups.
Yeah, I like really Blossingame and Freeman. Freeman, their best defender from the perimeter. And then Barber and Holmes right here. Also a good matchup. And look for Barber. You know, I think that Holmes is probably the best equipped to guard him. The problem could be, I'm going to look to see if Blossingame takes Freeman outside and drives him, try to put some pressure off him on the dribble.
It's a strange tip to the game. Barber gets it. NC State has it. They're in business first. Here's Rowan. And a 3 right off the bat for NC State.
And look at that matchup. He hits a 3 there, but Roper is guarding him. They might try to run Rowan into the post some with a smaller player.
There's Roper on the wing. Cody Martin has him. Into the post it goes. No go. Rebound comes to NC State. Here comes Barber. On his way in. Oh, what a block by Noko. Abu, too strong on that.
One big concern, and you can see why for Clemson, transition defense, and Cat Barber is a one-man fast break when he chooses to be.
3-0, NC State just underway, about a minute gone here in this first half. Blossingame, keep an eye on him. Holmes can get hot and ties the score up.
Statistically, Clemson is the better three-point shooting team. And that's an area that NC State's going to have to at least keep close. Both of them very good at getting to the free throw line.
Clemson already with 194 threes. They had 171 through their whole season last year. Inside, the turnaround by Martin doesn't go. Lossingame gets the rebound. Up by Grantham doesn't go.
Well, this is what Noko does so well. Just comes from out of nowhere and saves that play. Really a terrific defensive transition play on the big fella's part.
He just beat that ball to the glass.
Yeah, no, he just got there in plenty of time and timed it well.
Here's Grantham. Lossingame from the wing. Abu for the rebound.
Yeah, against Freeman, like I said, he's going to do most of his work out on the perimeter. He bails him out, I think, a little bit, Steve, when he takes a jump shot.
Cat Barber at work down the lane. Left that layup short. He was open.
Believe it or not, he is better going to his left, and they want to try to force him right as much as possible.
Roper's shot doesn't go. Rowan gets the rebound. Barber sets it up again.
That's what Virginia did. I mean, you have to build a wall against this guy. He's so good at getting into the paint area that you've got to have help in a lot of different ways.
Clemson went away from that screen that Abu set. Inside, this is going to be Leonard Freeman. And he gets fouled.
You got two of the best in the conference in blocking shots here today. B.J. Anya yet to come into the game. Landry Noko getting the start. Clemson, one of the leading team blocks.
B.J. Anya. We'll see him soon enough. Often enough. Freeman on the free throw line. Noko comes out.
Well, they like to get him early rest, Steve, because he has a penchant for picking up early fouls. And if they can kind of spread his minutes out in the first half and get him to the half with only one, it really sets them up for a second half.
Sidney Jete is into the ball game along with Josh Smith for Clemson now as Brad Brownell moves his lineup around. 4-3 NC State with one free throw from Freeman.
Grantham's the guy they've got to get going. He's the one that when he scores in double figures makes life easy.
Smith can't get the shot to go. Martin to the front court. Cody's been starting the last 8 games. And brother Caleb will come into the game here. He's the better shooter of the two, the leading scorer of the family. Rowan at work. Shot clock to 10. Here comes a shot by Cat Barber. Doesn't go.
And if you can make him settle for that, Steve, and stay in front, that'll be good defensive work by Clemson all game long.
Tigers down by a point early on. Not an awful lot of offense. Defense at work for both. Jete with the left hand. It won't go. Abu with the rebound.
A couple of deep post-ups that Clemson has gotten without any result. Noko had an easy shot early on.
Here's Barber. Almost lost, but Abu has it. Abu has it. Now it comes down to Freeman in the lane with a drop step, but one step too many for Leonard Freeman. Let's take a look at our Ford keys to the game, our Carolina Ford keys to the game.
Well, you take a look at it for Clemson. They have three-point efficiency. That's where they can put a lot of pressure on the Wolfpack if they start knocking down their threes. And for NC State, they want to attack the paint. They will, especially with Cat Barber getting inside, causing some mayhem in there and picking up fouls.
Grantham starts at the point. Into the lane. Jete trying to get a hand on it. Smith throws it away. Caleb Martin gets fouled as he went down the court. 15:42 left to go in our first half. Low-scoring affair over the first 4 minutes. 4-3 NC State. You're watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports, also streaming live now on the ACC.com and on the official ACC mobile app. Let's take a look around the ACC from Progressive Insurance. Louisville has beaten Duke 71-64, and this is now a final. North Carolina, with their loss to Duke, they took it out of Miami today in Chapel Hill. And the half Second half action, Pittsburgh and Syracuse having a battle. And Florida State, our companion game to this one, 13-7 over Virginia Tech, and more action tonight.
If Florida State can bounce back from that loss to Georgia Tech the other night, and impressive, believe it or not, that Carolina-Miami game wasn't as close as the score indicated.
That was 25 points. Abu hands it off to Martin. NC State's missed his last 6. Clemson's missed his last 5. B.J. Anya into the ball game now. Here's Martin. Caleb on the way inside. Made it go.
Yeah, interesting, Steve, that they would choose to double team Anya big. I mean, he's not the scorer that Abu is. I thought they'd let him play one-on-one early, maybe see if he can get something going.
Grantham on the wing. Jete goes to his right with a hook. Abu contests the rebound with Smith and taps it off to Barber.
You can see, look at Jete just shadowing Barber right there. Smith got popped in the nose in that last play down, so there's going to be some blood there. We've got to get attended to.
And Lawson game will come back in. We're going to bring both teams over now for an injury timeout with 14:46 left to go in this first half. Today's coverage of ACC basketball is being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network. We welcome the nearly 1 million men and women of the U.S. Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines stationed around the globe in 175 countries and on the high seas. We're so proud to have you with us and hope you're enjoying today's broadcast.
Steve, Clemson looks, and we'll take a look at where the contact took place. I think it was... It looked like it was incidental, just right there, right when he was coming over. I think he probably hit his shoulder. But, Clemson doesn't want to play at a fast tempo, and Smith's going to have to go in the locker room and get that attended to. But neither team, the NC State had that one run out, which got blocked that Barber had, but each team has had to play in the half court. And they've started off slow shooting, 3 of 16 combined for both teams.
They're reviewing something here. Reviewing the play there with to make sure that
it wasn't any. To make sure it wasn't a flagrant one. It definitely wasn't a flagrant 2.
Tim Nestor came over and confirmed as much. How about next Wednesday night, North Carolina, NC State, or Louisville and Pitt? Wow. Couple of games to choose from.
Well, I know
that you happen to be.
I know the fans love it, Steve, but the coaches are not a fan of this back-loaded schedule. Everybody's got a big game every game out, it seems like.
That's a nice way to prep for the ACC tournament, which is 17 days away. Into the low post. This is Anya. Holmes.
He's done a terrific job on Cat Barber so far.
DeVoe into the ball game. He'll attack. Lawson game knocked it away, but Barber last touched it, so it's going to be Clemson ball.
This is the whole thing, and this is what Virginia did. You have to keep him off the line. That's where he gets a lot of his points. Almost a push-off right there. But Holmes with the quick hands gets the steal.
Holmes, the junior, transfer out of San Francisco. Sat out a year. They got a big job today.
Yeah, they have 2 guys in DeVoe and Holmes, so I think are strong enough to deal with Barber. So they've got the luxury of having a couple guys who can defend him.
Caleb Martin picks up the foul. Cody Martin comes in. Maverick Rowan will take a seat. He's had a quiet start. Everybody on both teams has had a rather quiet start.
Well, the thing, too, that Jete has to look at right now, with Anya in the game with a shot blocker, if they get a drive, he's got to make himself ready to get on the offensive glass, because Anya's going to go after the ball.
This is Holmes. Off to DeVoe. Watson game on the baseline with a boo on him. Inside, nice pass, and it works. Jete with a bucket on the feed from Blossingame.
Well, he didn't go after it, but Anya was really focused on Blossingame. His eyes were on him. He lost track of where Jete was, and that was a nice pass by Blossingame. NC
State by 1. Blue and Blossom game a matchup. Martin out front for three.
With the Boo, and that was the one that NC State, that matchup is the one they were really concerned with. Freeman a little more better equipped to deal with him defensively.
Caleb Martin with 5 points early. We get an early foul on B.J. Anya. Committing a foul, frankly, out beyond the three-point arc he probably doesn't need to make.
Yep, and here's this the matchup. Talked about his ability to shoot it. But you're right, Steve. But that's what they want to do with Anya, with his shot blocking. You want to get him out in space, run him in pick and roll. He doesn't move his feet real well, and he picks up cheap fouls, and you take him away as a shot blocker.
Jete on a handoff to Holmes. Barber on him. Jete out front. Whoa! Jete from the foul line hits that shot. He's hit 2 in a row.
That's and almost at his average. You know, the offense that he gives you is a bonus, but if they can get double figures out of him, that'll be huge.
Cody Martin on the wing, pops it away. Turnover now for Clemson there, or for North Carolina State. It's going to be their third. Clemson Tigers looking to pick up their 10th win today, which they've achieved 4 times in their history. This would be the 5th. They've never been to 11 wins. Lawson game for 3.
He used to be strictly a pick and roll guy. Now he can be a pick and pop guy too, and really stretch the defense with his ability to shoot the 3.
Gives Clemson their first lead, Mike, the afternoon.
You know why they are where they are record-wise, Steve? They were really undervalued offensively before this season started. I didn't think people didn't think they could score the ball the way they've been able to.
This is a Clemson team that can do some damage, not only in the ACC tournament but beyond. But here's Anya with some damage underneath. The play got crazy underneath there, and the ad-lib pass to Anya works.
Yeah, and it's, you know, Freeman that time was in the right place at the right time. That's where B.J. Anya is going to score the majority of points off of plays like that rather than direct post-up.
Here's Holmes. Lawson game sets up Jete. And Jete, 3 straight field goals for the Clemson Tigers.
You know, shot blockers will give you good position inside, Steve. They rely on their ability to get up and do that. Jate's got deep position.
Caleb Martin hits the 3 again. That's his 8th point. NC State by 2.
You talked about it. Cody 2 of 5 on the year, but Caleb at 35%. Really a part of his game.
Holmes on the wing. Barber watching him. It's a nice screen, but also runs into Anya. Jete out front, Grantham. Takes Martin in deep and misses. Anya boards the miss. Matt Barber. Trying to get himself organized and get himself in the scorebook to help his team.
Barber, no points, 0 of 3 from the floor.
What a feed from the post by Anya.
Yeah, got that wing defender to turn his back a little bit.
Caleb Martin off with his 10th point. NC State by 4. Game matched up with Leonard Freeman, and he wins the matchup.
Tough shot that time, and going anytime you go to your left and come back with your right.
Barber looking for his first entry into the book.
Yeah, that shot was going up, coming over half court, regardless of what was going on in front of him. He is hungry to score right now.
I'm ready, he said. He had 38 in this hall last week, just a week ago today. DeVoe for 3. Wow.
And, you know, Gabe DeVoe is an either-or guy. I mean, he's had double figures 5 times and no points 7 times. But if he gets off to a good start, it usually means good things.
This is 27th three-pointer of the season. Clemson by 1. Martin. That's Cody on the miss. The rebound, Jete, but he stepped out of bounds. Going to be NC State ball when we come back. Timeout on the court. B.J. Anya makes no doubt about it. NC State trailing Clemson by 1, 17-16 in Raleigh. special day here at NC State. Al Hartley, NC State guard, first African-American player at NC State. Also honored today, Trudy Lacey. Trudy Lacey, of course, was a member of the ACC 50th anniversary team.
She was recruited here by Kay Yao, who was Debbie Yao, the athletic director's sister. A nice tribute there. Derek Wittenberg out there as well.
And we're ready to get back underway. 9:26, about halfway through this first half. 17-16. Clemson in the lead. Type of battle we anticipated between these two schools. There's the bench points right now. NC State getting the better of that. Thanks to the Martin family. Caleb in particular.
Let's see how this offense operates with NC State without Cat Barber out on the floor.
Cody Martin tries to find Caleb. He stepped out of bounds on his pass back to Anya, so it's going to be Clemson ball on the turnover. That's the fourth miscue for NC State.
And Steve, you look at Cat Barber. He had gone the last 6 games playing all 40 minutes. So Mark Gottfried being giving him a little bit of a break here.
Good shepherd of the time.
It won't be long, that's for sure.
Up and under, Jete having himself quite an afternoon. 8 points already for Jete.
That graphic showed is the bench that's been doing the heavy lifting, and those are the type of fouls that you, as a big man, you really have to avoid. And Noko coming back in.
Haviland is giving you a chance to win a VIP trip to the 2016 New York Life ACC Tournament in Washington, D.C. Airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to every session included. Visit theacc.com/Haviland to learn more and enter today. NC State starting to find the range now, thanks to this guy. Caleb Martin's shot doesn't go. Rebound comes off to DeVoe. Gabe DeVoe pushes ahead. Here's Hudson for 3. Abu for the rebound. That's his 5th point. Martin out front. Caleb to the top. Here's Rowan, who's come back into the lineup for the Wolfpack. Inside Abu. Nice assist from Caleb Martin, his first basket of the game, and NC State trails by 1.
Really nice interior passing that time. No weak side help.
Here's DeVoe and Roper. The other guards handling. Nothing's back. Roper's pass to DeVoe in the corner, deflected by Caleb Martin. Abu gets his first basket of the game in spectacular fashion. Got a timeout. Clemson up by 1. Our power play is brought to you by Coyote Tractor. Louisville's Donovan Mitchell capped the Cardinals' decisive win over Syracuse on Wednesday, reaching back with one hand to grab and slam this thunderous alley-oop jam. Deserves another look. The gravity-defying dunk highlighted a dominant second half of the Cardinals. They went on to win 72-58. Here are your standings, and you put Clemson ahead of Duke because of what they did to them in the regular season.
Yeah, only one game, and so they've got the tiebreaker. Of course, Louisville not part of the equation. And you got it in Louisville, a big win over Duke today, and this is like their NCAA tournament, Steve.
Try to conquer as many teams as they can, and when it's all over, they can say, well, who beat all you guys? Here's Martin. It's Cody with it at the top of the weave. 19-18, Clemson in the lead. Rowan with the shot from the top. Anya! Oh, my!
Yeah, those are like I said, those are the easy points that you have to not give up to him. And Noko just, he had great offensive rebounding position on that play. And because Rowan's such a good shooter, it was nice and soft, came off right in front of the rim.
Lawson game, soft 3, went in. His delivery, no panic. Just let it go. We got things handled. 22-20.
It really is incredible to see his growth as a player, what Brad Brownell and the coaching staff have done with his game.
Noko with a nice block on Martin. Here is Rowan's shot. Abu with the rebound. Rowan with a second chance. All Tip back out. Grantham on the run. Gets it back from Roper. He's got a highlight film here in the last 3 possessions.
No question. And those are the type of plays that get him going. And, you know, as a guy who wants to get a layup, you give it up to a guard quickly because you know you're going to get it back. What a finish.
24-20. Abu inside. Yeah, nice play by Blossengate from behind to avoid the foul and get the block.
This is the offensive rebound by Anya. Gets it in there and just flushes it without even coming down to the floor. And good interior passing right here, coming right at your rim. And then the beautiful give and go. That's the perfect two-on-one break right there. Exactly how it's supposed to be run.
Who picked up the offensive foul for NC State that sets Clemson up with the ball in a 4-point lead. Grantham for 3. Caleb Martin gets the rebound. And NC State has Cat Barber back into the ball game.
Grantham trying to build a little momentum on that dunk.
Ooh. Shots are flying after a cold start. Caleb Martin off the bench for 13.
Now 3 of 4 from behind the arc, 5 of 6 overall.
Holmes setting things up. Here's Blossengate. 2 great scorers to watch this afternoon, and here's one. High off the glass.
Amazing. You saw him have, you had Barber have 38 here.
Yep.
He has not scored in this game to this point.
Oh! Others are taking off the slack. Abu keeps NC State within a point, and a timeout taken by the Clemson Tigers. 5:05 left to go here in the first half. Watch Abu.
NC State, Steve, has 7 offensive rebounds, and that's something that Brad Brownell, I'm sure, is addressing right now in this huddle. He is not happy with the board work of the Clemson Tigers.
Well, the Tigers have had some big wins. You want to know why they're closing in on 10 wins. Here's what they've done this season. They beat Syracuse at the Carrier Dome, which is no easy task.
That was the one that started it. That was the one that got them going on that roll.
And then, of course, beating Louisville. Made more important by what Louisville's done since. Big win against Miami. Now you can say these games are at home, but they're in Greenville. They're home away from home.
Yep. And you know, it's been a tough go of it. And then of course the win against Duke. They've got some really nice wins on their NCAA tournament roster, you know, on the resume. But I still think it's going to take a strong finish. And, you know, they can't go out early in the ACC tournament.
Now, why not think about a double bye? You know?
Yeah, that should be your goal right now.
That's your goal, and they very much are in the thick of it. Blossengate. Inside, off the glass for the second time, that time off Freeman. Clemson up by 3.
Off the dribble. They're going to have some people dig in and give him some help and maybe give up a 3 look.
Abu makes a great play. Off Jete, knocks the ball out of bounds, and it's going to be NC State in possession. Cody Martin comes in. Watch this.
There's the look. You know, always a little risky doing that, but saves the possession. You got still plenty of time on the shot clock at 20 seconds.
4:40 to go in the half. Side. Abu. Working on Jete, and this time he's fouled from behind by Blossengate. He got away with it once. This time he got caught. It's his first.
Actually going to call it on Jete.
Oh, wow.
And, I don't know how they were able to deliver that pass from that angle to Rowan, but he makes a nice feed. Thought that Abu might have been forcing that a little bit, but gets bailed out on a foul.
The free throw. Now he's collected 5 here, and all 5 of those points have come in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
To go with 8 rebounds, having himself a nice first half.
And so is Jete. 1-point ball game in favor of Clemson. A lot at stake in this game, especially for the Tigers. And also in light of the fact that Duke has already lost today. Here's Holmes. Into the paint. Jete with a rebound, but he couldn't hang on. Brad Brownell's team has done an excellent job this season of closing in on 10 wins.
I think it really, this is probably the tempo that they want to play this game at. It really hadn't turned into a track meet at all for NC State up to this point.
Well, they're figuring the fewer shots that Cat Barber gets, the better. The attention they assign to him. Jete will pick up this foul on Cody Martin. Going to be the third foul on Jete. The experiment has worked so far, but it may have come to an end in fouls. 3:53 left to go in a one-point game.
Take a look at Jaron Blossomgame and how he's played in this game, really doing a lot for the Tigers. The nice pass there to Jete. And very quietly, Steve, he's into double figures, but he has not really forced his offense. 5 of 6 from the floor and 2 of 3 from downtown. So you look at the 2 big stars right now. Really shocking to me that Barber has not even scored in this game. 0 of 5 from the floor.
And he's gone 16.5 minutes, and the volume of shots has only reached 5.
Yep.
So 2 important points about Cat Barber, and that's one thing that Clemson has done well, kept him quiet. The ACC and your local Toyota dealers are unlocking the ACC archives, where you can relive over 90 classic basketball games, all for free. Visit the ACC.com/vault. Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
It's interesting that Clemson, one of the better teams as well as NC State, of getting to the free throw line. Now that was NC State's 6th attempt, but Clemson yet to go to the free throw line in this game.
That's the 8th lead change in this game. NC State on top.
Defense right now for the Wolfpack.
Whistle and a foul. The charge looks like a Cody Martin. When you talk about NC State and Barber not scoring, and the fact that you're up 1 on Clemson despite all that.
Offensive rebounding. I mean, that's the thing that's really held them in this game. Second chance points.
Here's Grant Blossomgame on the move. What a block by Abu. And a tie-up here between Grantham and also by Rowan, and it's going to be Clemson ball on the possession arrow. There's some heavy action underneath. Elko in the lane. Nice move there by Holmes. Avery Holmes puts Clemson back on top.
Well, Noko's got to be careful in the last 3 minutes of this half. He's got a foul. If he picks up his second, they're going to have to get him out and get Josh Smith in.
Cody Martin out top. Throws to Abu. Back to Caleb Martin, and a foul on Grantham. Brad Brownell. He knew this was going to be a very tough game here at Raleigh.
I'll tell you what you said about Greenville, though, some of the wins they've had there, that place, the well has been very friendly to Clemson this year.
Little John's under construction. There's Caleb Martin looking inside. 2:38 to go. Barber looking for a first point of the game, and he's still looking. 6 misses. Abu with the rebound, but it points to what you exactly said. Offensive rebounds have been key. Cody Martin, nice move inside and a nice finish.
Yeah, that time it was not good defense by Blossomgame. Went for the pump fake, and that really left Noko on an island. And he knew he couldn't. Nothing he was going to be able to do about that dunk, so smartly he stayed away from it.
The lead change in favor of NC State. Noko inside, and boy, the efficiency of both teams in the paint here in the last 10 minutes has been significant.
Yeah, he likes to work with that left hand as well. Clemson 18 points in the paint, State 14 points in the paint to this play.
Abu adequately defended on that play. Holmes into front court. Here's Roper. Still looking to get things going. Blossomgame has had his game going all afternoon. afternoon. 34-31. Clemson.
You know what, Steve? Jordan Roper's the type of guy, if he's not getting his shots, it doesn't bother him. He'll do other things out there for you.
Pass by Barber. Here's a move. High off the glass to finish. Abu, 10 points, 9 rebounds. And we're not even at halftime. Clemson by a point with the ball. Holmes, Blossom game 3, doesn't go. Barber looking to make something happen.
They've just built a wall. There's been a lot of people helping him off the dribble.
Noko boards the miss off the 3, and we got a whistle and a foul coming up on NC State. That'll be on Cody Martin. And coming up on the Hardy's halftime report, we'll have highlights, scores, and tournament talk. All that plus highlights and stats on the Hardy's halftime report. Only 17 more days till everybody gets camped out in Washington, D.C. for the ACC tournament.
Because of Louisville's self-imposed span, only 2 games on that Tuesday instead of 3.
Watson game in the corner. Tinoco in the post. Roper trying to rescue the possession. 6 on the shot clock. Noko has to finish. Nice block. NC State shuts it down in the paint.
Flatten it out, maybe get a high screen roller. Just let Barber go to work here.
Barber gets tripped.
We'll have a chance. That's the 7th foul now, and that'll put him at the line for 1-on-1.
Foul's going to be on Avery Holmes.
But look at that. You get to step up, and Holmes just got his feet tangled up.
Bernard Freeman comes in. Cody Martin goes out. Cat Barber goes to the free throw line.
194 made free throws in the ACC, Steve, #1 by far.
Well,
there's 17 of 20 against Wake Forest.
He went there a lot, but he also had some field goals to boot in that 38-point performance. I saw that a week ago. He was something. That's his first point of the afternoon, and that could let forth a torrent. 12th lead change of this game. NC State by 1 with 4.9 seconds in the half. Holmes for 3. Freeman with a rebound. The first half is history. And a great first half after a slow start. We had something like 7 joint points here in the first 4 minutes. And both teams have really flourished since then, especially in the paint. It's NC State in the lead at the end of 1 here in Raleigh. 35-34 over Clemson.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Haviland, official motor oil of the ACC. And by your Carolina Ford dealers. Hardee's presents the Hardee's halftime report. The $4 real deal. 4 items for just $4 at Hardee's. And we are at halftime. NC State 35-34. We have 2 of the top 3 scorers in the ACC at war this afternoon. And one for the Clemson Tigers. Jerome Blossingame has been all but advertised. He's had an outstanding first half.
You know, and he really has not forced anything, Steve, which has been the big key to me, and really just going to let the offense come to him. And efficient is another word that I think about. Very unselfish right here. He plays out of the double team, gets his teammate Jete a nice layup, and then the ability we've talked about him to spread the defense with that pick and pop, 2 of 3 from downtown, and then you know, the nice move inside. He's been awesome. 14 points, 6 of 9 shooting for him. And then the defense with Barber, they've really made it tough to get any driving lanes. He's had to do everything in the half court. Avery Holmes has done a wonderful job on him, man-on-man. And this foul was the only way he scored at the end of the half by getting to the free throw line. Maybe that gets him in a little rhythm.
Now, if I told you that
he only had 1 point at halftime. What would you think the score would be?
Yeah, you would think that Clemson would have stretched it out, but and NC State's bigs and Caleb Martin have really put on a show.
Outstanding by the bench for NC State and the bigs inside. Caleb Martin, one of his several three-pointers in this first half that has NC State up by 1. NC State with a 1-point lead on Clemson in our ACC matchup this afternoon from Raleigh. We've got 2 great games coming up on Wednesday night. Some of you are going to see 5th-ranked North Carolina battle Cat Barber and NC State in a triangle tangle that's sure to be filled with rivalrous fire. I didn't write that. Others will be seeing 18th-ranked Louisville, led by Damian Lee, as they travel to the Steel City for a showdown with Jamie Dixon's Pitt Panthers. North Carolina, NC State, or Louisville Pitt. It's coming up at 8 Eastern on Wednesday. The ACC.com for the station and game in your area. Let's take a look at the standings in the ACC. All the heavyweights at the top, but boy, there's quite a battle in there from Notre Dame all the way through Pittsburgh, and Clemson's right in the middle of all that.
Yeah, and it was really going to be interesting to see how these last 4 or 5 games play out. And I was really, it was good to see North Carolina respond the way they did today, because that was a disheartening loss against Duke. And sometimes you have a hangover after that rivalry game, but they destroyed Miami. Miami now has a big game coming up on Monday at home against Coral Gables against Virginia. And I like those 2 teams in the tournament. I like North Carolina in the tournament because they're veteran, they're deep. With all the injuries, it's going to be tough for Duke to make a long run in that group. And don't sleep on Notre Dame either. I think that could be your dark horse in that group that may be outside of the double bye.
We've seen a lot of action above the rim in this game, and NC State, even though Cat Barber isn't scoring, B.J. Anya, and of course Abu's doing it also. There's our halftime score. NC State 35-34 over the Clemson Tigers. Interesting ball game. You got to wonder what gets going when Cat Barber finds the stroke in the second half.
Yeah, you wonder. You want to balance it. You don't want him to be too aggressive, looking for his own offense as opposed to running things for other people. The one thing Clemson needs to address is that offensive rebounding of NC State. They've got to get bodies on people. Noko's got to be really careful early on because Jete has the 3 fouls. They can't go to him early.
I'll take a look at our game summary and look at some stats. Of course, Blossom gave with 14, Barber with 2. These 2 teams started 14%. They've got a lot better from the field since then.
Well, and you look at the thing that jumps out at me for Clemson, though, 10 assists on 15 made field goals, only 1 turnover. They've been very efficient, but they haven't been to the free throw line yet.
Offensive rebounds, you said it several times in the first half, have been key to the NC State Wolfpack. Second half is coming your way, so stay with us.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. By Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. And by Food Lion, life's better with the Lion.
There's Everett Case, the man who set this league in motion, really, in many ways.
No, and he created the ACC tournament. He created the Old Dixie Classic, which was a great holiday festival. So innovative, and the steps he came coming from Indiana. Vic Bubas followed him down here and left a legacy at Duke. But Everett Case was really, you could say, the father of this conference in many ways.
And the reason why NC State dominated this conference in its early stages. The 2016 New York Live ACC tournament's right around the corner. Log on to the ACC.com. Visit the championship page for more information. March 8th. It's not that far away. We're February 20th. Where's the time go? And this game has been fought inside. Landry Noko, of course, in the ball game, but Sidi Jete has had an outstanding first half. He's in a little bit of foul trouble.
I think Noko's got to give him 6 to 8 good minutes right here just so they can feel good about getting Jete back in if necessary. And for NC State to have the lead with Barber only scoring a couple of points, a good sign, but let's see how quickly he gets involved in the offense here early.
I expect that to change something. I think you do too. Low to Barber out front. Barber weaving his way through screens, and Holmes doing a good job staying on it. And he threw the ball away. Roper brings it into front court. Grantham.
Big basket, and that was Roper. See, again, the guy hasn't scored, but so unselfish. That's one of the first really good rushes up the floor that Clemson has had, and they get a good look at a three. And if there's a guy they want to get going early, it's Grantham.
He's got 5. Cody Martin. Barber posting up on Holmes. They take 2 men in shadow him, and they set up that wall with Noko. He's rolling.
Shot clock running down again.
And another steal. Grantham. Holmes will try a 3. Oh, boy. Largest lead of the game.
Maybe an early timeout here for Mark Gottfried if this particular possession doesn't go well.
Points, turnovers. Big story in this game. Right now, Clemson tried to run a hide a little bit. Here's Rowan. He stops the bleeding. That probably stops Mark Gottfried from that timeout.
Yeah, no, it's that brings it back in. You breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, and for Rowan, a good sign. You know, it's not easy to go through your freshman year. I'm sure his legs getting a little tired at this point in the season, and it makes that three-point shot a little more difficult.
Grantham. Clemson's lead is 2. Lawson game. And Abu has a double-double now. Other people have stepped up with Barber not scoring, and Abu is one of them. Anya is another. And Caleb Martin. Here comes Rowan. Cody Martin gets the rebound. NC State maintains possession.
You know, at the end of the day, Steve, that may be a positive that comes out of this game with a win, and is that Barber doesn't feel like he has to carry the load every single day or night.
Well, things we talked about, the offensive rebound has been key for NC State. They don't get that one off the Barber miss. Clemson's back in business. Here's Roper. Takes the 3 and misses. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be NC State ball.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised shot right there by Roper, but here he makes a nice play and a good decision finding his shooter out on the three-point line. And then just spotting up. They're going to run in transition to the line, and Holmes knocking that one down.
Gabe DeVoe comes into the Clemson lineup now. They'll take Grantham out for a couple of minutes.
The coaching staff, they wanted Roper to, you looked over and they made the little dribble sign, meaning put some pressure on him, go at him, make him defend instead of taking an early 3.
Avery Holmes does not let Barber get out of sight. Anya. Fans wanted him to take that shot. Here's Rowan at the foul line.
All right, tough shot, too. It's like if you're NC State, you want to see Maverick Rowan come alive, and Gabe DeVoe had a hand in his face. That was not an easy jump shot.
Rowan's had an outstanding freshman year. 12.5 points, almost 13 points a game. He's got 8 now.
A better defender than people give him credit for. Tough kid.
Inside, Noko. Gets past Anya. Might have been thinking about him a little bit. Barber.
You're exactly right. That's what a shot blocker does. Even when he's not you there, you're looking for him, and that distracts him enough to miss the shot.
Barber goes to the baseline, and Holmes fouled him. A lot of contact between those two. Holmes, number 12. Second foul on Holmes. And he's going to get a rest. Ty Hudson coming in for him.
That's the thing is, Clemson has the luxury. They've got 3 bodies that they can throw at Cat Barber.
And all of them had some success. And DeVoe commits a foul. Here comes Rowan. Cody Martin, but Anya is there to finish the possession. He's got 6.
They just had Clemson pushed completely under the rim that time, and Anya had the easy finish.
And NC State ahead again, and their bigs have combined for 16 points.
Nice job letting his team figure out a way to come back in the game when it looked like he was going to need a timeout.
DeVoe at the top. They've scored 6 unanswered points since that time. 7 actually. Here comes the shot. Haynes, and we got a whistle. Got a foul coming up. It's going to be NC State. It's going to be on Abu. Watch this inside. Anya is there to finish. Our Duluth Trading Company hardest working player is, well, for NC State, Malika Booth. What a game he's had. Double-double for him. He's 12th in the season.
Well, and you look at it, and the thing that's impressive, Steve, about a guy to me is when his numbers go up in conference play, and that's what's happened. He's made himself available inside to penetration passes, and you know, on the season, 12 points, 8 rebounds, which were very respectable in their own right, but in ACC play, that goes up to 14 and 9.
Clemson with the ball. They haven't scored 3 and change. And there's a near steal, but Grantham recovers. Lawson game inside. Wow, Anya batted that away. Haviland is giving you a chance to pick this year's All-ACC first and second teams. Log on to the ACC.com/fan vote to cast your vote. And don't forget to check back and see who the fans are selecting.
Well, you put Anya and Abu together, it's 16 points and 14 rebounds and about 3 blocks. Pretty good production out of that position.
DeVoe's shot won't work. NC State has the rebound. Barber done a great job being the great diversion this afternoon. Huge screen by Anya, but still 2 Tigers get out on Barber.
Is there any other kind of screens with Anya?
No, probably not. Barber on the attack. Won't go, but guess who rescues the possession? Abu with 12.
Yeah, he creates that play by completely breaking down the defense, and Noko really kind of hamstrung what he can go after.
I get a kick out of Blossom game. He just kind of comes up and takes a shot from the top. Clemson's staying with it. 17 for Blossom game. That's his average.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a person in this building who, if you ask them how many points Blossom game has, they say 17. But it's so quietly and efficiently.
Look at that block by Blossom game, too. And losing it out of bounds is NC State, so all of that work by Blossom game works.
And sometimes, Steve, when you're having that type of afternoon, like with, you know, like Cat Barber is, that's a layup he'd make 99 out of 100 times.
Exactly.
But there, again, his teammates have been there this afternoon to pick him up.
The bigs for NC State have done a super job. Blossom game. Who gets out on it? They score anyway. He's a tough handle.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do. And that's where his jump shot sets up his drive. And that was the matchup. They started with Freeman on him on the game, but now with Abu, that's the matchup that really concerned them.
15th lead change in this game right now. Rowan at the top. Here's Anya.
Now they're trying to use it in reverse and get Abu in on the shorter Blazing game.
Rowan with the bucket. Another lead change. I was watching Barber in that possession. He stayed as far away from the possession as he could. Did a nice job.
Bring that help defense over.
Here's Noko. Foul coming up before the block by Anya.
There's the look, and you just see you can't. If anything, you've got to force him to go left. You've got to sit on that right hand. That's where all the help was. But he's really just expanded his offensive game where he's so hard for other power forwards to defend.
And the miss by Noko, but he's not getting an awful lot of help from other people today. He scored Clemson's last 5 points. Roper's been quiet. Holmes is concentrating on the defensive end.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, Steve, is I've seen them a lot, and he rarely gets exposed by other bigger players.
Tied at 46. Here's Barber. See Holmes in his sleep. Abu at the elbow. Looking for Owen. Grantham doing a nice job there. But Owen gets free for 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's rare that there is a freshman that can shake off a tough half of shooting. And Rowan mentally tough that way, and he's had a terrific first 7 minutes here.
13 points. He's hit his average. Noko to Grantham. And Rowan stepping in behind the screen may have influenced that miss.
Yeah, that was a forced shot that time by Grantham.
Here's Barber. Set by Anya. Lawson made sure Barber didn't get a good look. NC State by 3. Barber. Here's Rowan with a shot. Oh, he's hot.
And they are really looking to run him off screen, Steve. He ran off a couple on the baseline that time, and Brad Brownell needs a timeout.
Yep, he's going to talk about where is 24 and who's going to shadow him. Rowan doing a great job. 15 points for the freshman to give NC State its biggest lead of the ball game. 51-46.
NC State with a 5-point lead, and a lot of it due to Maverick Rowan. He's gotten hot in this second half. They've really run him off a lot of screens, knocking down the 3, and Steve having a terrific role in this second half. 15 points, 6 of 12 shooting, 3 of 7 from behind the arc.
12 of those points has come in the second half. Lawson game at the top. Clemson trying to get it going again. What a block there by Abu.
Force into that left hand, makes it a little bit more difficult for him to finish.
Caleb Martin inside Abu. Great block, Noko. Seeing some pretty good defense on both ends.
Good block there. I don't know how much longer they could go without Jate. He was a reliable scorer for them in the first half.
Grantham's shot rebounded by Noko.
Good recovery there. He made 2 nice plays on either end of the floor.
2 reasons for that, too. You've got to try to keep Noko from getting into foul trouble, but the other thing, Jate is already in foul trouble with 3. Barber at the top. Here's Rowan. His pass to Anya knocked away. Grantham to Roper, or rather to DeVoe, and DeVoe scores.
That's the one thing. That's the 8th turnover for NC State, and Clemson has done a very good job capitalizing off of them. They've gotten a lot of rushes up the floor.
Closed it to within 1, 51-50. Still plenty of time. 11:06 left in the second half. Barber at work, looking for his first field goal of the day. Here's Abu, and the foul on Bloss again.
Well, this is the benefit of when you can get a block shot and keep the ball alive and get it usually the first pass to a fast break.
The Clemson Tigers making their approach on the NC State Wolfpack, who lead by 1. Here's today's trivia question, courtesy of Duke Energy. Clemson has 9 ACC wins, one of the most ACC regular season wins in Clemson basketball history. When you check with us later, we'll have the answer for you. This is a very important part of the season for the Clemson Tigers, because if you look at the standings right now, there's a bunch of them at the top and all the way through to Pittsburgh.
You know, and it's the shame of it is I wasn't a big fan of the in-season ban last year that Syracuse had to endure, and I'm not a big fan of Louisville. If it takes the marquee team away from the tournament, you're going to do that, do it at the start of the next season. But I just think it's unfair to the young men that are playing on that team.
Brad Brownell looking on, trying to figure out how to stop Malik Abu. He's now got 13 points. And working, and he's on a double-double. 52-50, NC State by over 2.
And Jate is still, we're almost at the halfway point of the second half. He is still not set foot on the court.
Well, I bet you if Noko picks up his 3rd, you'll see him. Blossomgame game turns and hits. 6th tie of this game at 52 all.
So effortless, too.
It's right in his game.
The best defender that Maverick Rowan has seen is Mark Gottfried, who has him out of the game right now.
And Barber at the top. Roper taking his turn on him right now. Oh, what a block by Noko on the attempt by Caleb Martin. 9 on the shot clock. 4th block shot for Noko. Here's Barber. Oh! That was a pass to a move. It might as well have been.
In many ways, a missed shot has been NC State's best play in this game.
They have a bunch of offensive rebounds in this thing.
See how Clemson reacts to this zone.
Roper at the top. DeVoe for three. NC State with the rebound. Boy, Anya and Abu have played terrific basketball for Mark Gottfried this afternoon. Little did they know they would have to provide the scoring. Barber has no field goals thus far this afternoon. Martin, nice pass from Caleb inside to Cody. NC State's lead grows to 4.
Philadelphia. Anybody out there gets that? Brotherly love.
Inside, Noko got fouled as he went to the rack. The foul's going to be on Anya. That's 3 on Anya.
Yeah, good swing of the basketball and good follow in on the play.
Landry Noko goes to the free throw line. Noko, 62% from the line. Clemson, better than average from the free throw line in the ACC this year.
But that's what better than that is historically they're an all-time high. They're 76% as a team. But the thing is, Steve, that NC State has done a nice job keeping them off of the line. Yeah, they're up 2 for 3 to this point.
Noko with a pair cuts the NC State lead to 2. 9 minutes left to go here, second half. Barber. 2 Clemson Tigers on him, leaving Martin open for 3.
I love that play. You get the penetration from Barber and then the follow behind by Cody Martin.
That's a 5th assist by Barber, so he may not be scoring, but he's getting things done the other way. Helping his teammates score. DeVoe. Lawson game in heavy traffic, but a foul coming up. Gonna be on Martin, I think.
You know, Steve, I sense that Clemson's offense is bogging down a little bit right now. A lot of it has just been Lawson game, trying to create off of the dribble. Of course, the fans, the referees just love the replay on the Jumbotron.
Yeah. Lawson game on the free throw line. 78% free throw shooter, has 22 to lead all scorers in this game. Clemson still 4 points back. Foul on to Caleb Martin.
Blue with his 15th rebound. 15 and 15.
He had 16 points, 17 rebounds against Duke.
Well, the guy they got going into the zone, they got to keep track of Caleb Martin, but throwing out of the game as far as three-point shooters are concerned.
To take the 3, guarded. Roper was all over him.
But see, that's where the size difference comes in. It's 6'7". Martin able to just play over the top of Roper.
Lawson game inside. Noko with a rebound. Here's DeVoe. Roper at the top. DeVoe on the attack. Gets it off the window.
Job that time was have to do attack seams in the zone, do it in the dribble. That's a good finish.
7 points. You know, Clemson has to, they've had to replace a lot of offense. Roper hasn't scored much this afternoon, if at all. There's the steal. Roper may get one here. The up and under goes.
First 2 points.
It's a 3-point ball game.
And that's where, when Clemson's been in the half court, they've struggled in the second half. Most of their scoring has been out in the open floor off of steals.
I kind of thought that Clemson wanted to kind of cut this court in half. You said, Mike, they've enjoyed more of their success. And they've been able to run off. Nice pass inside. Anya scores with a pass from Abu plus the foul. The Wolfpack faithful are loving it. NC State's bigs looking big. We'll be back after a word from your local ACC station. You're watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. Let's take a look at our Haviland Player of the Week. Demetrius Jackson, junior guard for Notre Dame, had 22 points and 4 assists. Some big road wins, one at Clemson and then Louisville at home. Our freshman of the week, brought to you by Haviland, is Brandon Ingram from Duke. He had some big games against Louisville and Virginia, and got to start on next week's award with a big game against North Carolina.
Well, but I don't think any doubt that he'll be the freshman of the year in the conference this year.
No, I don't think so. It's interesting that you should say that. Anya with a free throw. And we got a whistle and a foul, and Jete just knocked Caleb Martin all the way to Roanoke Rapids. No, it's a lane violation. No foul. But Anya will be back to take one more because of it. Lawson game with a rebound.
And Anya knocked 39% at the free throw line. So end game situations, you got to foul him, make him earn it.
6.5 to go. Clemson down by 5. Here's DeVoe. Roper was a little surprised to get that thing in the corner. He leans in. Good defense by Caleb Martin, and Anya with a rebound.
Well, either Caleb or he's been playing against bigger guys all game long, and I think it's been frustrating.
Here's Barber out top. Roper watching him. They've moved home off of Barber. They got him now on Rowan. It was pretty noisy. Early, he takes the shot. Jete gets the rebound for Clemson.
Trying to find that pilot light right now for Maverick Rowan.
DeVoe to Holmes. Here's Blossom game at work. Shot was blocked, but there was a foul before the block. And the foul's going to be charged to Leonard Freeman, his first.
We talked about his ability to put it on the floor and finish in the block, but without his improved jump shot, Steve, you would be able to play 3 or 4 feet off and give him a lot of room. Can't do that anymore.
He's had an excellent afternoon, but he hasn't had an awful lot of help. 23 points now for Jerome Blossom game.
Yeah, that second or third scorer has not emerged. He's the only one in double figures right now. Jete has 8. Holmes has 8.
Pair of free throws for him, has 24. It's a 3-point lead for NC State. Abu comes in. Freeman goes out. Abdul has had a outstanding ball game this afternoon. Here's Barber. Going left. His first field goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, and you talk about great players. They can put behind them 35 minutes of an off game. It was 0 of 9 before then. But the last 5 minutes could be very different.
Lawson game. Caleb Martin on the rebound, and here comes NC State. Barber with some wind in his sails now. Clemson switches Holmes back onto him. He did a great job on him in the first half. Under 5 to go. On the wing, Caleb Martin.
Watching that, they were switching every screen along the baseline, trying to keep a body on Rowan.
They made him quiet a little bit. Holmes at the top. Barber gives him some room. Blossom game on Abu. What a finish by Blossom game.
That's against a bigger guy, too, and that little jump hook gives him an ability to get the shot over a taller opponent.
26 for Blossom game. 66-63, NC State by 3.
Trying to work that high-low action to get Abu a space inside.
Rowan, guess who's back?
Yeah. That's all it takes, too.
18 points for Maverick Rowan. Roper at the top. This is NC State's biggest lead. Holmes for 3. Caleb Martin has the rebound. Under 4. sets the screen. Blossom game will have none of it. Anya. Bodies fly when he takes it into the lane. The tip is good.
Well, they basically let Anya alone that time in playing that screen and roll. He didn't pay.
Clemson's going to take a timeout as NC State has their biggest lead of the game. Malik Abu scoring, but this man who leads the ACC in scoring just scored his first field goal of this game. Get in the zone. Auto zone, and Maverick Rowan has been in some sort of zone today.
And, you know, like I said, he struggled early in that first half, but second half came out, got things going offensively for this team, and then just hit his last shot too, Steve. 7 of 14, 4 of 9 from behind the arc, 18 points.
Standing game for Maverick Rowan. There are the numbers, as you said, Mike. 4 3-pointers on the afternoon. One of the reasons why State enjoys one of its biggest lead of the game, 8 points. Time's are wasted for the Clemson Tigers. If they want win number 10, it's time to get it now. Lawson game. Stephon Q has 28 points.
They're going to, you know, they'll accept the drive from him. They're going to play up on him, drive him off the three-point line, make sure they stay at home out on the perimeter.
Next leading scorer is Holmes with 8. Caleb Martin. Barber breaks the double team. Breaks it down off the dribble, but can't finish. Jete off the miss. He had all he wanted. Here's DeVoe.
Pretty nice job, NC State, of getting back in transition, stopping the initial rush.
Lawson game, and he is fouled by Abu. That's going to be 3 on Malik Abu.
This is what Clemson needs to do at this point, is attack the rim, get fouls, slow the game down, slow the clock down. Let's see if they pressure up a little bit more, too.
Lawson game. There's the shot. Well, earlier in the game, we asked a trivia question, our Duke Energy trivia question. Clemson with 9 ACC wins. One of the most ACC regular wins in Clemson basketball history. 4 times, 10. They're hard-pressed to get a 5th time today. Download more ACC trivia powered by Duke Energy in your app store today.
So they're going to go offense for defense. They'll get Anya out of the game right now because of that 39% shooting. Bring him back in defensive situations, and now you get some little better offense and play 4 around 1 with Abu in the middle.
Lawson Gaines he's matched his career high with 30.
3-1 zone with Grantham out front now by Clemson. A little different look.
Caleb Martin to Martin, or rather to Barber, and it's stolen by Grantham. Maintained control by Holmes.
That's the length of Grantham out front in that zone, paying dividends.
Lawson Gaines score the bucket, a new career high, and Clemson now is just 2 points back.
See, this is where a team like NC State that has lost a lot of close games late. This is where you got to keep your resolve right here. And no better way to get back into the game than scoring 3 points the old-fashioned way, because you get to the clock stop.
Lawson Gaines has hit the last 10 points for Clemson. He hits that one now, has 33. Each one is a new career high and cuts the Clemson deficit to 1. NC State had an 8-point lead, 7 unanswered points now. For the Clemson Tigers, and all of them. Now, Jerome Lawson game. Got a timeout taken here by NC State. With 2:11 left to go. Here in the second half. NC State would like to pull off a rather significant upset. Let's take a look at your ACC headlines, and right now, a typical ACC season as teams rise to the top. You got 6 ACC teams in the top 25, and some pretty good customers up there with North Carolina, Virginia, Miami, Louisville, and Duke, of course, with a big win over UNC.
Yeah, that was an amazing game to watch, to see them basically do it with 5.5 players in 17 days until going up to D.C. for the ACC tournament.
Louisville puts their imprint by beating Duke today. Well, it's bow time, so that means we're checking the Bojangles fan of the game, and there they are.
Look for them at an establishment near you. Here's Barber up top.
I realized Fabio was at the game.
He isn't. There's Barber in the way. Barber cannot buy a field goal. The rebound comes away to Jete. Here's DeVoe. Here's the three. Grantham can't get it to go. And a foul coming up on Caleb Martin. Martin saw a chance and tried to tip the ball ahead. Had he been successful, it would have been a fast break.
And it's amazing how quickly in the last 2 or 3 minutes the momentum of this game is completely turned. And that's a foul right there. That look at all, you see 4 white jerseys. Everybody's buried underneath. Nobody outside for the long rebound. Referees are checking to see with Avery Holmes. How much energy has he expended in this game, Steve, guarding Cat Barber?
Well, they tried to give him a little bit of relief. They put DeVoe on him a couple of times. They put Roper on him. And now it's all his. Now he's on the free throw line. Up for 1 and 1. Misses it. The rebound comes away to Rowan.
Huge miss on the front end of a 1-on-1 in this situation.
Could have brought Clemson all the way back, but NC State with 90 seconds to go.
They have had issues with this 1-3-1.
Here's Rowan. Who's got issue?
That was a 2, a long 2. That man is seeing a big basket right now.
20 points for Maverick Rowan. 73-70 NC State.
You don't have to go for the 3 here. Plenty of time.
Here's Holmes on the baseline. We're getting down to the final minute. 10 on the shot clock. The 3. No. Holmes with a miss. Caleb Martin with a rebound, and NC State has the ball back. And we got a foul in backcourt on Grantham.
Yeah, interesting to make that decision. Although Clemson now, that's only their 5th foul. They've got 2 more to go before they get into the bonus.
Maverick Rowan's done a lot of good things today.
It's just to come back to have that. You can see his feet inside the line, but no bigger jump shot in this game so far.
I don't watch him pregame warm-ups. He missed his first layup in the layup line, and I thought he was going to shoot himself. He was beside himself. And you talk about how sometimes it catches up with the freshman. I thought it probably would have caught up with him. 16 foul now on Clemson. We're trying to get into a situation where they get an opportunity to put NC State on the foul line, possibly force some misses and get some rebounds and get some more possessions on their own.
Well, interesting. They just wanted to get to the point where they could get into the penalties, but they're not fouling right now.
Caleb Martin. To Barber. Good control of the ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Cat Barber in the lane, up and under. A foul, however, will put him on the line with 24.4 seconds left to go. NC State on the verge of doing something special late in this ACC regular season. Barber on the free throw line. Up for 2. What a game. You know, he's had a game without scoring points this afternoon. He got to the foul line where he's been pretty good. But he's drawn the attention. He's distributed the ball to teammates. And boy, have they scored.
Who would have thought a 1 from 12 outing for him. 2 clutch free throws there.
And 5 assists. NC State by 5. 20 seconds to go. Clemson's got to play fast. Here's Rossingame. No good. Jete with a rebound. Got it. 3-point game. 1 possession game. 10 seconds. And a foul coming up quickly. You're going to see a lot of Cat Barber on the line as Roper picks up the foul.
Still not in the double bonus yet, so it's still in a 1-on-1 situation.
With Cat Barber, you're looking at an 86% free throw guy. Mark Godfrey has watched his team perform admirably. Barber with the front half of the 1-on-1, a 4-point lead. with 9.2 seconds left to go. It's going to be a timeout to Clemson here. And Brad Brownell hoped he wouldn't be in this situation, but here it is.
Well, Malik Abu has been a man in this game on both ends of the floor. Really gave them an offensive lift in the first half, Steve, when Barber was struggling. He and Caleb Martin were kind of carrying things, but man, Abu, 17 points, 16 rebounds for him.
Not the first time that's happened. Our performance of the game brought to you by your local Chevy dealers.
Now, I know in this particular instance, NC State fans wouldn't agree with me, but I'd love to see the rule where you can advance the ball to half court like the NBA has to, you know, to just not eat up that clock, make the end of the game a little bit more exciting. I know there are some that say, well, then you're just penalizing good defense, and that's the penalty you have to pay, bringing the ball up the court.
I could go on forever about that, but I won't. But I agree with you. Here's the situation on the fouls. We're still 2 away for each team on the double bonus.
But I thought some really good mental resolve for the Wolfpack, because Clemson was making a charge, and they've been in enough situations where they've lost leads, and they really stiffened their back and made a nice stand.
It's been a great game between these two teams with 9.2 seconds left to go. Clemson had a lot on the line today. NC State maybe not so much, but NC State's history in the ACC tournament is well paying attention to, especially when you look at this game today.
And that, you know, first or second, NC State could be a very dangerous team.
Here's DeVoe. 5-point lead. They'll let him score, but he can't. Jete gets the bucket with 1.8 seconds left to go. They'll try to press here, and now they will get it. As Grantham takes a hard foul on Barber. Barber will go to the free throw line. Frustrating day for the Clemson Tigers. Take a look at the standings in the ACC and how important this game is, especially to Clemson.
But Clemson still, with Duke losing today, they hold the tiebreak with them since they won the head-to-head. So they stay ahead of them in the standings. Notre Dame, you know, Georgia Tech's got to be feeling pretty good about themselves after the last game that they played against Florida State, so that will not be an easy game tonight.
No, they played very well against Florida State. Here's Barber. That's his first free throw miss in 7 attempts. Long court pass, that'll do it. And Mark Gottfried and NC State prevail over the Clemson Tigers. A 3-point victory, 77-74.
ACC basketball is being brought to you by Geico, saving people money for over 75 years. By Hardy. By Coyote Tractor. And by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
NC State wins by 3, 77-74. Mike Jurensky, you stand by with Mark Gottfried.
Thank you, Steve. Mark, first of all, in a game where Cat Barber really struggles to score and was not his usual self, how did this team manage to pull this win off?
Well, I'm really proud of our guys. Cat struggled today, like you said. He hadn't had many of those. And I thought Caleb gave us a great lift in the first half. I thought Maverick in the second half. And I thought the other difference was the way we rebound the ball. We got offensive rebound baskets. We had a lot of putbacks for buckets. So we were able to kind of overcome the fact that Cat wasn't scoring by doing it some different ways.
And Malik Abu really, he's really increased his game in ACC play as well. Double-double again for him.
Well, he's playing hard. He's getting better. He's just a sophomore. You know, he's always around the rim. When he goes to the offensive glass like he does and did today, I think it changes his game. So he did an excellent job of that today.
And you mentioned Maverick too, Rowan. He struggled in the first half, and for a freshman, sometimes it's not easy to come back from that, but he really gave you a lift offensively.
Well, Maverick's got a lot of confidence, and he doesn't lack that, and I like that about him. And so we went right back to him, and he made some big ones. Then he got on a roll, and I thought that helped his confidence. And Caleb too, I thought those two guys. Cody gave us great minutes too, as well as another kind of penetrator that can make some passes. And we just can't afford very many nights when Cat doesn't play like that, but we were able to escape tonight with it.
Well, congratulations on a good win, Mark. Thank you. Back to you, Steve.
Our next telecast is Wednesday at 8 Eastern. And number 18, Louisville, takes on Pitt. Others will see number 5, North Carolina, down the road in Raleigh to take on NC State. You've been watching coverage of Atlantic Coast Conference basketball on the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports.